Sony just recently announced their newest camera in their cinema line, the Sony FX3. This camera is in the same family of cameras as the Sony FX6, FX9, and Venice camera. But with this camera being so similar to Sony's very own A7S III, what sets the FX3 apart from it, and why would you want to buy it? The first major difference we have with the Sony FX3 is the built-in camera threads on the body. This completely eliminates the need for a cage, as you can attach your gear directly to the body. I can really see this appealing to run-and-gun shooters who don't want the extra weight of a camera cage. The next feature that this FX3 has that the A7S III doesn't are tally lights. This is really important to video shooters, as you can always see when the camera is recording. The tally lights are located on the top, the front, and the back of the camera. The next feature we need to talk about with the FX3 is the viewfinder. Because this is a cinema-focused camera, it does not have a viewfinder at all. A lot of filmmakers rely on external monitors to focus on their footage. The next feature on the FX3 is the inclusion of a fan in the camera. This is particularly important to video shooters because you don't want your camera overheating. Not that the A7S III has any overheating issues, but if you're shooting something like a feature film or a documentary where the camera is running non-stop, it's a good thing to have. The next major feature we have with the FX3 is the inclusion of the XLR module. This is extremely important for video shooters, as you always want to be able to get good audio. The last set of feature differences we have with the FX3 is the overall layout of the camera. Because this is a cinema camera and it has that built-in fan we talked about, the body is going to be a tiny bit bigger than the A7S III. The grip is also a little bit bigger as well. On top of that, the button layout is completely different because this is aimed towards video shooters and not photo shooters, so we don't have things like the mode dial on the top of the camera. Other than that, there are a bunch of buttons that are completely customizable as well, which is a really awesome thing to have. Now to our favorite part of the video, the sample footage. Because of our limited time with this camera, we felt like it made a lot more sense to focus on some of what the FX3 can actually do visually instead of sitting on the specs. With that said, we have shot a solid amount of footage that we have thrown together into a super short film, which is going to start right about now. Overall, the Sony FX3 is an outstanding value for a cinema video focused camera. At $3,900, this is the most affordable option for a true cinema camera experience. Even though this camera's primary focus is video, I did forget to mention that it can still take some very pleasant looking photos. This brings us to our final thoughts on the Sony FX3. If you're in the market for an absolute beast of a camera, this is definitely the camera for you. By the time of the release of this video, this camera will be available. Don't hesitate to visit one of our stores, give us a call, or visit our website to place an order. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.